Hi everyone! Today I'll be answering your questions about Object Lockdown. Thank you all for the great questions and your support throughout the years. It really means a lot to me. Before I begin, I just want to say that the Paint Palette plush pre-sale ends on September 30th. Make sure to grab her now if you want her in your collection. From Portal Productions HQ, will there ever be an old collab with another show, like an animated collab or an episode cameo, perhaps Object Invasion? Well, that's a great question. Fusion and I announced Lock Evasion crossover episodes, and that's what I'm working on right now. Old 14 will feature the Lockdown cast along with a few Invasion characters who shake things up. Two of you asked what made me decide to bring Season 1 back, and I think it's a very good question. It was a very, very impulsive decision. Honestly, I saw Fusion working on OI1, we live in the same sort of area, and he was just like sketching out ideas for the episode, and I decided to make Old 9 immediately after seeing that. I was like, whoa, that's a really good idea to bring back this old show. But I was like, I don't want to completely restart, so I'll just go off of where Old 8 ended and continue from there. I wrote that episode in 2 days, and I sped through production very, very quickly. It's been so much fun to make the season again, and I'm glad you guys like it. From FJV Artisid. Can Paint Palette change to glow-in-the-dark colors, and are there more canon ships? Well, I feel like if Paint Palette want to glow-in-the-dark paints on her, she'd definitely do it. And yes, there will be more canon ships than just Grassy and Berry. Stay tuned. Not Lupsy asked, how did you come up with the idea of Cherry being a robot? Genuinely, this was not intentional at all. I know that sounds crazy, but it wasn't. Cherry's face ripping off was meant to be a one-time gag, and everyone took it to mean that she's a robot. And well, I like the idea, so I'm rolling with it. I credit that idea to you guys. Rodeniski Destra is that an I or an L? I6I asks, why did you change Can's name to Bin? This is because Bin's voice actor, Sam, who's Australian, calls garbage cans bins. And I'm like, if the character has an Australian accent, he would call himself a bin, not a can. So I'm like, let's just go with that. Mayonnator X3 has a really, really long question here. I'll just let you read it real quick. It was great meeting you, by the way, and yes, they did get the figurine. As for Paint Palette, my favorite part is just how accurate the plush looks. I really made sure in the blueprint, which I'll show right here, I made sure every single shape and color was as accurate as possible, and the factory knocked out of the park, so I'm really glad with how it turned out. Number 1 Bubble X Ukulele fan asks, which character would I want to make into a plushie next? I really want to do Circle. I think it'd be so cute for him to have interchangeable hats, like the top hat and the balloon hat. You can swap them in and out with like Velcro. If I ever do another plush, it would probably be Circle. Thiago asks, what inspires me to keep creating? This might sound corny, but it's being around my friends and talking with them a lot. My best friends are some of the most creative people I know, and living with them, or at least a lot of them for the past years, really made me much more creative. There's a long stretch of this channel's existence where I wasn't interested in making videos at all, hence the long break between Olo episodes. I think I was just in a worse state of mind generally during those years as well, but that could have definitely played a part in it. But regardless, I got my spark back now. Cubezoid asks, if I had to take 3 characters from Object Invasion and put them in my show, who would they be? Well, you'll find out who I'd pick in Old 14. Whoa! Pixie Pinksy asks, what is currently your favorite and least favorite episode I've made for any of my object shows? I think this is recency bias, but I think Old 13 is my most consistently funny episode. I fully embraced the cringe with the writing. As stupid as that sounds. I feel like I really like cringy sort of humor. I'm really happy with that one. I think Olo 4 is also really good. In terms of episodes I don't like that much, I think Old 3 has a lot of issues. Like, it's just kind of very boring and just has a bunch of inside jokes. And I'm also not super happy with how Olo 1 turned out, but that's alright. It's Shadow493 asks, why did you trick everyone into believing King of Hearts was a full separate show like Olo? So the whole promotion of the episode was very fun, because I had literally all the elements that I could use to make people think it was not old. Like, I had the new intro, I had the new host, and I've switched between so many shows in the past that I was like, okay, if I already have all these elements, I might as well promote it as a new show, because it would be like a fun, like, switch up when it isn't actually a new show. And I think, like, since it's a show within a show concept, I could always bring it back for a future old episode if I want, which, I mean, I really like the host of that episode, so it'd be cool to revisit the idea in the future. Shine122 asks, are Banana and Acorn gay? Well, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that they're gay. Seems like it, at least. Freya asks, what's my favorite color? It used to be teal for really as long as I can remember, but I think hot pink has become my new favorite color. Yusuf Khan, sorry, this is a very, I don't know how to pronounce his username, but this person asks, how many episodes do I think it'll take to finish Object Lockdown? Honestly, I think it'll be like 30 episodes. If I make it that far, at least, which I hope I finish it. I mean, I brought it back. If I don't finish it at this point, that would just be sad. So I'll try my best. Nicey Redz 2763 asks, why did so many characters' personalities change from the reboot of Object Lockdown? Circle is far more vibrant when he was snooty in pre-hiatus, and Teapot has become a big jerk. I think when bringing any show back, especially after so many years, some things are bound to change. Like in BFDIA, Fries has really blossomed into a star character when in the beginning he acted pretty differently and was kind of hated. Teapot has always had some jerk-like qualities, although they were far more understated, and Circle had his show that he hosted, so in my eyes, I'm kind of bringing those specific qualities out more. I'm making them more expressive characters, which I think is making them more interesting, because when I brought the show back, I'm like, okay, so many of these characters are just kind of a little boring, so if I, like, amp up their personalities, it makes them more fun to watch, I think. And that's, I think, part of why I like writing Old so much more than Olo is because I tried making that show really kind of realistic with the characters, and I think it kind of lost a lot of the humor. Mr. Walls asks, what color is my toothbrush? Strange question, but my toothbrush is green, if you really want to know. Spring Kidun asks, are all of your previous object shows before Old canon to the timeline, since Super Object Battle and Flipnote Object Battle are both referenced in Object Lockdown? In my eyes, they're not canon. I consider Old 1 to be the beginning of the timeline, but it's not like the characters just spawned in at Old 1. Like, they still had memories from the past, and those memories are still technically canon, but I wouldn't say anything that isn't mentioned in Object Lockdown or Lockout from those seasons is canon at all. Like, just consider, like, the Forky joke in Old 2. Like, they knew someone named Forky. It doesn't mean Super Object Battle is canon, but it also doesn't mean that joke is, like, retconned or anything, if that makes any sense at all. Animated Abe asks, is the friendship between Notebook and Paint Pal that was established at the end of episode 3 gonna go anywhere? It's tough because they've been on different teams basically the entire time. If I'm being completely honest with myself though, I wrote those episodes so long ago that the biggest fans of Old probably know and remember the episodes better than I do. There's gonna be some moments that don't get followed up on, and I think that's okay because the show's definitely taken a bit of a different direction, and if I don't touch back on every single thing, that's just what every show does. So I think I really do value the opinions of fans that have been around for the entire run of the show, and I always try to bring back some little things from those old episodes, but I think the best part about making Object Lockdown again is I can build on those ideas and make brand new ideas. Creamy Mate asks, will I release the older Object Lockdown FLAs from episodes 1 through 4? A lot of those files are either missing or were back from before I started using Animate at all. However, I do want to upload more source files soon, so stay tuned. And now for the final question. Nighty Night 2000 asks, who do I wish to rejoin Object Lockdown? Well, since voting is over, I'll state my opinion. Umbrella is definitely my favorite of the eliminated contestants, but I think Snowboard deserves to rejoin the most. Thank you all for watching, and I definitely want to do more of these, so if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching!